Everyone, Assalamu alaikum, good morning. This morning we are very, very thankful that all of you for being able to bring people who are up to be with us this morning and see our final farewell to this mother, this grandmother, great grandmother too.
Yeah.
So, and it's a long legacy with this lady for what she would have gone through. We'll speak a little bit about that later on. At this point in time, we are about to begin the RT. So I really appreciate if you stand with us. For you or maybe to stand is not a problem. You can remain seated, but we appreciate if you stand with us. You're straight, watch. You're straight on the line, you can depend. Either you come forward or you go back. Yes. Go back a little bit, or come forward a little bit. You also come on this side, so you know the space that you operate.
Shri Ram Charanam Bhaje. Jai Devi Ramam Vaikuntha Ramam. Jai Devi Ramam Vaikuntha Ramam. Gopala Churamani. Gopala Churamani. Gopala Churamani. Gopala Churamani. Atma Viramam Prabhu Sai Ramam. Atma Viramam Prabhu Sai Ramam. Shri Ram Charanam Bhaje. Shri Ram Charanam Bhaje. Shri Ram Charanam Bhaje. Shri Ram Charanam Bhaje. Sai Ram Charanam Bhaje. Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Hare Madhava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Rama Raghuvira, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Hare Madhava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Rama Raghu, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Hare Madhava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Rama Raghuvira, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare.
Thank you very much, members of this side organization. And friends, at this point in time, we have a eulogy.
Yeah, so today I've been asked to do the meeting myself. You know, it's quite interesting that, you know, when Shubi called me last night and asked me to come to sing a song, to get somebody to sing a song, I can't figure out who. I said, okay, I'll come and do it. But then Shubi, I remember, it's over nearly 3 years now that we have not even played, sing, you know, this kind of thing. So coming here, putting my hand on the harmonium is like just trying to feel over back. But I guess that's what life is, you know. When we look at life and all the things that we go through, we wonder why sometimes we meet at times like this. And what is interesting is that all of us think that we will live forever. But we never think that we're going to die, because we are born, we start growing, we start having experiences, and we start moving through the various phases of life. And at no point in time do we start thinking that from the day you're born, that's the day you started to die. And to be gifted life is one of the most valuable things that we can ever be given. And as we call her mama here, late Moonimah Yankarran, she was gifted life. But she was gifted with the gift of also giving life. And she gave birth to 7 children, 5 boys and 2 girls. And she has been through a really trying times. And you know, strange enough that most of us, as time go through and our experiences that we are having in life challenges us, we are forced to make choices and decisions that sometimes don't look the best in other people's eyes. But it's only you, the individual who are going through whatever you are going through, will know what you have to go through. And having had 7 children, being married, working, because I think she and the late great Isaac Yankarran, both of them used to work together at BC, and knowing that there was a joint income to take care of a family, and then suddenly one of those people were out of the picture. And it was her alone to become the father and the mother to 7 children. And I dare say that she had done a great job, because when you look at all of the children and the legacy that was built on the Yankarran name, and that continues to be so, because besides the children, she had grandchildren, Ryan, Brandon, and the others. And then she had great-grand. And you look at the grandchildren, Brandon is on her path, Ryan, very helpful, taking up career choices that's going to make a difference in the world. And the others, I'm sure, are doing the same. And it's all attributed to the genes, right, that was passed on, but also the life. You know, life informs life. And this is something that most of us don't understand, that we all become our environment. No matter what you do, I can take you from the best place. If you are not good, if you are not nice, if you are not kind or caring or loving, I put you in heaven, you're going to behave the same way. Why? Because by picking you up and putting you somewhere that you don't belong, all you do is you continue with your own physical traits or attributes or your behaviors and thinking. But if you stay long enough, the environment will start to transform you, because it will start impacting on you, and things will start happening that is different. And I guess this is what has happened to her and her children. Growing up in a very hard time, when things were very difficult, pushed them to be the best them. And all of this we must attribute to this great soul that has come, that has graced her presence here as a physical entity on earth, and have lived so many years that her children and her grandchildren can enjoy her, and now her great-grandchildren also did. Every time I would stop to invite her to satsang, I was always greeted with the best greetings. And I will always remember that. Even I can see it very clearly here as I speak. You know, she always smiling, laughing, right? Happy. And she could like grab you, hug you up or something as she see you. So excited she would be. And to get the invitation, even if she wasn't going to come. But she would make you feel so sure she's coming, right? That's her. But I knew her, you know. And we had an amazing relationship. And this is what is so strange, that sometimes you don't understand that you grow up around people, but you don't understand that interaction that you share. That sometimes we can't explain. What is the connection that we have? That it was so dear. And you know, we grew up together, me and Shuri, doing music. I tried. I was trying. She couldn't sing anything. And it was so hard sitting next to Shuri trying to learn music, you know. But we did, we tried. We did programs together and whatever, Diwali programs, I think. But all along, who brought forward these qualities and characteristics that the children and the grandchildren have? That's who we are paying tribute to today. And I hope that every one of you can and will take a few moments to reflect on your life and you knowing her. And what does that mean to you? If you choose to focus on things that are not too nice, or the experiences that you consider that was, as we say, bad in inverted commas, then it's really sad. But if you take moments to reflect on the good that this soul has brought forward, and that will continue to move on from one generation to the next, then you're on the right track. Because life is a series of experiences. What didn't make you did not pass you. And what somebody else is going through, don't think you will not. Because at the end of the day, it is just experiences, and we call it upon ourselves when we look at a finger, or look at someone and we point a finger about their experiences and what they are going through. If you choose to come from a place of love, be kind, caring, and compassionate, and understanding, then you would understand why today all of us are sitting here and we are listening to the life of, as we say, Mama. And I know Mama is in a good place. Truly. All of us know that. And we should be happy that she's in that place where she'll find peace, she'll find the joy. She's no longer trapped in a body that is ailing, is getting weak, but she's free. And that free-spirited Mama that everybody knew, yes, she would party a little bit, right? Think she does drink, who doesn't? Right? But she was always happy. That's the Mama I know, and that's the Mama I want all of you to take away when you leave here today. To know that she lived her life, and she lived it in the fullest. And she was able to turn weak moments, adversities, into success. And she has a success story that will live on. And I hope that all of us today will take some time off to reflect on that. And if it's anything I would ask all of you to do, is just to take a few moments. And I ask you to do that now with me. And if you can simply just close your eyes, everybody, just close your eyes with me, please. And if you can't see her by picture in your mind, just hold her name. Whether you say late Moonimah, Yankarran, which is Moonimah, or Mama. And I want you now to pour love on her. Send that love that you know to her, that light. And in this moment, all of us coming together, creating this light, this ball of light that encircles her. And we are now all sending her with all of this love and this light. Thank you.
Drama, the handlers, please come on the side. Chair next to the
As we
this morning, we welcome Member of Parliament of Cuba South, Ruby. I don't call you only, we also have Rudraj Prasad is here, and later on we have a couple of gentlemen also. At this point in time, we sing together. Tumhi ho Mata Pita, Tumhi ho Bandhu Sakha, Tumhi ho. The glory of mother, or father, or friend and companion. You brought us into this world, and you are always here with us. You will never leave us in life or in death. You will always be there. Tumhi ho Mata Pita, Tumhi ho Bandhu Sakha, Tumhi ho. तुम्हें हो साथी तुम्हें सहारे कोई न अपना सिवा तुम्हारे तुम्हें हो साथी तुम्हें सहारे कोई न अपना सिवा तुम्हारे तुम्हें हो नैया हो माता पिता सके ना वो फूल हम है तुम्हारे चरणों की धूल है हो माता पिता Shri Krishna Chandra Maharaj ki jai. My friends, we have the MP who was south is here, so we'll ask him to say a few words first at this point in time. On the weekend, he was down to Satrace in Tifal, where we were having his classical semi-final for the classical singing competition. We were there. And we missed Rudraj. Rudraj was in Canada at the time, but he wasn't there. But I want to say something here tonight. And that night I was very much pushed to take the microphone from Sudev Mangu and said something. Because you see, a lot of us, as the speaker before was mentioning, that we do not know of these ladies and the kind of problems that they would have had to go to bring their children to where they are today. And for those of you who don't know Rudraj's mother, Rudraj's father was the late Lakshman. President, until his passing, actually Rudraj is president now. And that lady was there, his mother was there, but Mantasar was sitting in the audience, and not a P was said. And they are the one, that family, they were neighbor to me, that one is talking about them too much. They were neighbor to me, and they are the one when the whole classical singing momentum was going down, that family took it away down. And I watched these people, I said, oh, this lady is sitting down there, and not one was set up. She came into Amish last year, so I asked her, how do you reach her? I said, well, I got to go back home. She said, no, she couldn't Amish. So I'm telling you these things to bring it and tie it up with this mother whom we are saying goodbye to. She went through the same kind of thing. She had her own struggles with her family to get them there. And all of you who are mothers will know what I'm talking about. Very, very difficult. And in those days, now I think money is a little bit more fluid, more flowing. But in those days, things were very, very difficult. So sometimes when people come, and they come and they tell you this, that, we are retired people. They say a little bit more about that.
Thank you very much, Pandit Lloyd Mukram Sirju Sidaram, and good morning to all. This morning is, for me, a very important morning as we pay our final tribute in terms of the Antishti Sanskar for the late Mrs. Moonimah Yankarran, better known as Mama, as the previous speaker would have said. And I do not know, I will try to be as quickly as possible, because sometimes in life, things happen in your own life, as it would say, we would all say, sometimes the stars are aligned, or it is destiny. And I always like to share this little story. I was born probably a month after the late Isaac Yankarran went to the great beyond. And when they had the 12 days and so on, one of my cousins at that point in time took a peep at me and used some very colorful words. And he said that he black like yam. And up till today, members of my father's side family, they don't call me embarrassing, they don't call me Rudranath or Rudy. They call me Yang. That is the name that I have. And my father, late father from Kapolei Block in Cuba, was an avid follower of classical singing. But he did not tell me that I had to listen. But it was like if it was in my DNA, it was in my genes, that I ended up working at Rienzi Complex in Cuba. And it is there that I developed a relationship with members of the siblings of the Yankarran family. And today, we must pay our sense of tribute to this late great mother. Because Trinidad and Tobago, the world at large, is very familiar with the Yankarran surname and the late and legendary Isaac Yankarran, who went to the great beyond approximately 53 years ago. But not much is known of the late Moonimah Yankarran, because probably with the passage of time, the focus has been on the legendary Isaac Yankarran. And as Panditji has said this morning, that she was iconic and large in life because she was the matriarch of this family, the mother of this family, who would have had to deal with her own challenges. But she stood firm, and like all things being equal, she was representative of what the East Indian woman meant to each and every one of us from a motherly point of view in our respective families, who would band their bellies together to ensure that we had, if not the luxuries of life, but the comfort of life, and pointing a direction for each and every one of us today in terms of the foundation that we stand on. And this lady, this late mother, indeed had to be blessed in her own way, because the union between the legendary Isaac Yankarran and her produced, I think it is unparalleled, it is unmatched, and it is unprecedented that in her family, the children that she bore was able to have a command of Indian culture and the ability to sing. I think it is unparalleled and it is unmatched in Trinidad and Tobago and the world at large. And that is why I would say that she was blessed in her own right, because to be able to produce the children that she produced. Today I remember the late Anna Yankarran. I did not have the pleasure of meeting really Sham, but I remember Anna Yankarran. I remember Suresh, her son that we all know as Bull, who used to work at the Brooklyn Castle factory and so on. Surika, I do not know the other sister so well as I would have known Surika. And of course, I have shared a very close relationship over the years with Rakesh and Ashok Yankarran. And of course, I had the pleasure through the coming together and my love for classical singing. I remember one iconic moment that I was able to put on the stage at Rienzi Complex, Rakesh, Ashok, and Anand together at Rienzi Complex before Anand passed on. So I remember her also as the tea lady at the Caroni Research Station. She worked out there for, I cannot recollect how many years, but she was the tea lady at the Caroni Research Station, a stone throw from here. And today, when Trinidad and Tobago and the world at large, whether it is in the Caribbean, Rakesh was, and Dubraj was in Canada recently, when we hear of Brickfield, when we hear of Waterloo, when we hear of Karapichaima, it is synonymous, it is known because of the Yankarran family. And today, we must say in our own way and give our own appreciation and thanks to this legendary woman for carrying that flag of the Yankarran name. Because when Isaac went 53 years ago, if she didn't pull herself together, if she did display the necessary strength, her children would not have had a sense of direction to stand on. And that is what I would remember about her. And she stood tall in this community of Brickfield. She stood tall in this community of Karapichaima. And I pray that Lord Krishna will bless her soul to continue its journey and to bless members of her immediate, all her children, her grandchildren, her daughter-in-laws, and all her son-in-laws, and all who would have rallied around her with the passage of time to ensure that today we pay a fitting tribute to the late Moonimah Yankarran. Take comfort in what she meant to each and every one of you, and take comfort in what she was able to do when the late and legendary Isaac Yankarran went to the great beyond on behalf of each and every one of you. And I know also Councillor Dubraj Prasad is a very close friend of this family, and too, he has been able to stand tall, side and side, shoulder to shoulder with this family as they continue to preserve the art form of Indian classical singing in Trinidad and Tobago. And if it is one thing I would want to leave with you all, I love classical singing. I love the dantal and the dola. I really don't fancy the drum machine too much in terms of the preservation of the art form. And I see this morning too, Panditji, we are also joined by Councillor and Taxi Sipasad. Thank you very much, and may we all remember this great lady, this great mother, this mama, as we would always say, for what she was to Trinidad and Tobago and Indian culture. Sidaraman, thank you very much, Panditji.
Thank you very much. My friends, we know how Pumpajans from Dubraj. We don't know how my son, and I call him my son. So No, somebody will hold the mic for you. Some of the children here, just hold the mic for the right, please. And there's a mic on the end. After Dubraj, we have Sultan Taxi. I don't know the fellow's full name, Taxi. And then we have Mr. Cyrus. So Taxi and then Mr. Cyrus. After Taxi, we will have the two discussion.
Sit around, everyone. Just would like to say that on behalf of my family and the Burgesses that I represent, the electoral district of Perseverance, Waterloo, and on behalf of the United National Congress and our leader, Kamala Prasad Visesa, I would like to bestow deepest condolences to the Yankarran family. The Yankarran family name is synonymous throughout the world. Brickfield would have become a known village because of the Yankarran family. And as we are here today to celebrate the life of the matriarch of the Yankarran family, Moonimah Yankarran, we must remember, as both Panditji and MP would have said, the hard work that she would have put out to make sure that the Yankarran family name lives forever. I am fortunate to know all the siblings of the Yankarran family and have been able to sing with all of them. I sang with Sham in the early 2000s, the late Sham Yankarran, the late Suresh Yankarran, as we fondly know him as Bulbul, Anand Yankarran, who was a very close friend of mine, and both Devika and Surika, Rakesh, me and Rakesh have been singing for many, many years, and Ashok also. So, on behalf of my family, I know that you all be strong for all the children and all the grandchildren, and may the Sri Krishna bless her in her journey to the greater Bodhi. दुख में सुमिरन सब कहे, सुख में करे न कोई, जो सुख में सुमिरन कहे, ता दुख काहे न हो। कोई आएगा सो जाएगा, राजा रंग का फकीर, कोई सिंहासन चढ़ गए, कोई बांधे गए जंजीर। चले जाए जग सारा एक दिन, कौन ठिकाना है। एक दिन हमें भी जाना है। एक दिन हमें भी जाना है। चलो जाए जग सारा एक दिन, कौन ठिकाना है। एक दिन हमें भी जाना है। एक दिन हमें भी जाना है। सात दीप नौ कंद बीच में काल निभाना है। सात दीप नौ कंद बीच में काल निभाना है। ज्ञान को पापी छिपने को, ज्ञान को पापी छिपने सात दीपनों कंड बीच में काल दीवाना है। ज्ञान को पापी शीश बने को नहीं ठिकाना है। हमें जाना है, हमें जाना है। कौन नजर बाजी जन और रतन धन कान सोवा वो संतोष सब तन कोटि समान। हमें भी जाना है, हमें भी जाना है, हमें भी जाना है। मुट्ठी बांध की आएगा और हाथ पसारे जाएगा। मुट्ठी बांध की आएगा, हाथ पसारे जाएगा। मुट्ठी बांध की आएगा, हाथ पसारे जाएगा। जाएगा, हाथ साथ जाएगा। चोरी चोरी बहुत बचोरी लाख कोटि करोगे। चोरी चोरी बहुत बचोरी लाख कोटि करोगे। ये दुनिया दुर्मति बहाओ जन्म गया चोरी में। मुट्ठी बांध की आएगा, हाथ साथ जाएगा। मुट्ठी बांध की आएगा, हाथ साथ जाएगा। चार जने अब मिलके चारे ऊपर चांद तानिए। चार जने अब मिलके चारे ऊपर चांद तानिए। ये दुनिया दुर्मति बहाओ, ये दुनिया दुर्मति बहाओ जन्म गया चोरी में। मुट्ठी बांध की आएगा, हाथ पसार जाएगा। 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 Sit down.
Thank you very much, Reverend. Friends, at this point in time, as we continue, we will ask Councillor Taxi to come and share a few words with us. And after that, we'll have Mr. Cyrus. And if there's anyone else who want to share some thoughts with us this morning, please come forward and let us know. You know, taxi needs no introduction, right?
Sitaram Panditji, Sitaram to the bereaved family, friends and relatives. We acknowledge the Member of Parliament for Kuba South, the Honorable Ruchanath Inder Singh, my councillor colleague, Councillor Dufraj Prasad, the bereaved friends and family. Today is a sad day, a sad moment to the Yankarran family. I knew the family for many, many years. The legend of the name of Isaac Yankarran is a name, as you heard my colleague said, is a name worldwide. Last night when I was here and I meet with Sarika and Rakesh and others, the family, and when I was walking out, memories came to me and said that the culture of Kasekal is from Waterloo in Brickfield, where the historical history of culture. As a councillor for the electoral district of Calibre, Calcutta, Macbean, Waterloo, across the road, a councillor of local government, myself and Councillor Dr. Prasad, is not a councillor in the history of roots and dreams. It is a history to our forefathers of the development and the growth of culture, religion, social, education, and religion. That where we have the icon of the Yankarran family who had made contribution. Anand Yankarran was my colleague, a co-worker, spellman. Both of us was to work same shift in Caroni 1975 Limited, where we had the former President General Rudranath Inder Singh. Anand and myself were very close because we are spellman. When I work 3 to 11, he has to come from 11 to 7. Sometimes he will dock me and I have to make a double. But I glad. Right? Sometimes I will dock him too. Right? So the history of the family and Surika, I want to say Surika, I always ask you for Mama as it just said. Mama was a mother, not for you all alone, for the entire community. And my brother Cyrus here, he knows the history of his community and I'm proud of him for that. He attends all religion, festival, funeral, and he always make a contribution that Waterloo, Capichaima, and Brickfield, and let me include Posibaranta and Bali too. We came from the community of culture, religion, social, and political. When we was in government, our former Prime Minister Kamala Prasad Bisesa and the former Minister of Housing, when the exchange development had built, and we have to identify the street, Councillor Dupraj, Member of Parliament, and we have to decide when the Minister and the Permanent Secretary called and said, Councillor, you have to get some name to identify who had made contribution in the community. As I just said, that local government is not only rule and drink. We work on all events of social and culture. We think about the former bosses of Caroni, like Green Street, Clark Street, like the big boss and them, Sam Morrill, and all those things. Some of the icons from the All Trinidad Sugar and General, Boise Moore, and Watson Street, and all those streets, right, who had made contributions. And the Member of Parliament for Hoover North and Hoover South, we had decided, and councillor to the council, we will identify who had made. And I gave them a list. And the list was where we named Anand Yankarran Avenue. In exchange, we named Ranjit Ramnarayan, the former chairman of the corporation who born and grew in the community of Waterloo, Capichaima. My grandfather, brother too, who was a councillor for many years, the late Ganga Prasad Singh, we named a street after him. You understand? Who had made contributions in society. So that today I am here, I'm proud to join with the Yankarran family, right? Rakesh, you have been doing the excellent work in the culture. You're the ambassador in your own right, and your brother, and others. So Rika, you too. Because when you pull the organ name, you will make a dance. And Surika is not a stranger to us in Hoover North. They work very close with us. She is a member of the Women's Arm in Hoover North, and she had made her contribution. Her husband, he also there in the village council and so on. So we have the kind of social and community work. So on behalf of the Member of Parliament for Hoover North, I think he called me and said we'll try to be here. Right? We bring condolence to the entire constituency of Hoover North, and also on behalf of my family, the Sipasati family, we bring condolence, and on behalf of the chairman and the CEO of the corporation and our councillor colleagues, we give condolence to you all, the Yankarran family. May God bless you all. Ma, wherever you are, I know that you're in a safe place. As we said, mother's love will never forget. Mother could be 200 years. You could have 80 years. Your mother's love will be in the heart for every moment of our life. Every moment. Your mother will always be there for you. I believe in that. That my mother is always there for me and protecting me. So I know memories come when I saw it in the Facebook that Mama gone 88 years, my mother was close there. So Sarika, I know that you will miss Mama, all of us. So may Bhagwan Sri Krishna Bhagwan give her resting place. Whatever her Paramatma, what direction, east, west, north or south, her Atma will be in a resting place. I thank you and may God bless you all. Where there is unity, there is strength.
Politics Cyrus. Before Mr. Cyrus takes the mic, I just want to, be very, very thankful that Randy Yankarran could join us today together with Vishal to the Tandal, to enhance our program. These guys have been at my home many, many times over the years. It's only because of COVID we stopped having classical singing, no competition. Rakesh would know, he has been here year after year. They've done a very small change, not to fill their pocket. But he and Moonimah and his brothers and the Brazil man used to be organizing it for us. And we had so many wonderful sessions of classical singing at my home. So through the auspices of my son, Richard Cyril. So, and these guys have been there over and over. So we thank him also for joining with us here today. Mr. Cyrus, please.
A very special morning to on the Soju. I recognize my good friend Rudy Singh, member for Kuva South, the friend of my son, Rupert Prasad. I don't ever call him my friend, he's my son friend. Councillor Taxi Prasad. This morning I feel like I'm in Lions Den. Politician. I'm not a councillor. I want to be, but I like the wrong party. But I want to be a politician. I want to be a councillor for this area, but that's too long. Today, as we pay respect to Ma, I used to call her Ma, we pay tribute to a beautiful woman, not only in looks, but in quality, in ways, in her mannerism, in the way she has brought up her children. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Today, this year, make it 53 years that the late legendary Isaac Yankarran has passed. I was checking, I'm not too good at maths, but I was checking, I would have been 16 years old when Isaac Yankarran passed on. And that was a great loss to the community of Waterloo, Carrickfergus, and Brookfield. For those of you who don't know me, I am Youth Cyrus, better known as Cyro, the barbecue man. So when you finish all your prayers and you want to get your barbecue chicken, check me up, bro. Advertising, right? Ma was a great supporter of my barbecue business, and when I have my garden produce, she will stop and make sure she supported me. I call her Ma because I am Ashok, not Ashok. Suresh, Bulbul, we went to school together, we were in the same class. And we would come home for lunch by Ma. And there was another lady I called mother in this village, that was grandmother, Mr. Pasal wife. And I call them Ma because they called me Beta. They addressed me as their son. They showed love, they showed concern. And whenever as a young man I walked through this village, I had to be very careful who I walk in because I'm talking to. Because these people had the authority for my grandmother to cut me tail if I play bad. That is how we were brought up. They had the authority to discipline us as youth growing up. And I think we have thrown it away. We vex if we never talk to the child fathers to hit our child. And this is why we have a total breakdown, chaos in our country, in our society. Our youth has gone astray. We call this a lost generation. Because no longer could we talk to our children. The neighbor can't talk to the children. The children has gone, and all the police could just come and shoot them because the police don't rear nobody, the police don't bring up anybody properly. The police just either lock you up, shoot you, or give you a ticket. So today I pay tribute to her. Today, as I talk about the politicians, I want to say something. I'm watching the program, and I'm seeing funeral cremation at Waterloo cremation site. I would like the councillors, together with my friend Rudy Indara Singh. Waterloo cremation site is the wrong name. It was dedicated into the name of Isaac Yankarran many years ago. The cremation site is Isaac Yankarran cremation site at Waterloo. So I don't know if the councillors and the people who have the power could get some bold sign and put up down the road. Waterloo cremation site. That only funeral home no is not Waterloo cremation, it's Isaac Yankarran cremation site. I am proud to boast about Cedar Sadu Island Temple. This is ours. I'm a proud member of this community, and whenever you don't get what you want, I'll know that I just give pressure. And so do Braj. I will fight for my community. So please do that for us. Put Isaac Yankarran name on the cremation site. It is situated at Waterloo. Thank you. So today as I close, I don't want to talk too much, I'm not a politician, I said. This lady has done great in bringing up 7 children, 7 beautiful children, not you, Serika. 7 beautiful children, wonderful children, children of high standing, and I am proud to be associated with them. Myself and all of them do well. I and Serika, we are the closest. I want to congratulate Serika in that she didn't put her mother in a hole. This is something that we do. Our mothers and our fathers take care of us, and when they get old and feeble, you throw them in a home, and sometimes if you remember, you pay the bill to take care of them. Ma and Pa, Mommy and Daddy take care of us, and it's our duty to take care of them when they become incapacitated. Serika, I thank you on behalf of all your brothers and sisters for taking care of Mommy. Home, not in a home, but you go once a year for her birthday or Christmas Day or Diwali Day. I appreciate that. So brothers and sisters, as I pay tribute, let us continue to respect our elders in the village. And I say Ma, not because she's Ma to the 7, but she might be Ma to the 700 and the 7,000 of people who reside here in Waterloo, Brickfield, Kabuchina, Orange Valley, Korea Village, because this lady had great connection. She had great connection. I made a calypso some years ago, and I included Isaac Yankarran name in it. Isaac and Taran Passad. Let us not forget these guys. They made a contribution. They have left a legacy. And closing, I want to ask, what contribution are we making? What legacy are we leaving so that our children and our grandchildren and our villagers could take after and continue their life in making this Trinidad and Tobago that is in a terrible state right now a better place. I thank you, and may God bless you. Thank you very much, Pandit.
Thank you very much, Cyril. My friend, Serika had mentioned the tapu drummers will be here. Are they here? Thank you very much, Lady Governor. Well, the children and grandchildren who are here, we still have some space on the other side, and we have some flowers in the tray here, so you all can come. Any other children, grandchildren? Yeah? So if you could come on the other side, then those of you who standing with them to the back. You can have flowers in the tray there. Okay? So at this point in time, we are about to tell Mother that goodbye, that we are sending you on your way, and we want that you will find peace wherever you go, and do not forget us, because we are still here. Could you all please stand up? A long time ago we have been waiting for the word that we never did say. No love for the family. We are going on the way. The God you are going. Your bright eyes and to smile. For the you are in the sunshine. In the heart is alive. Time has come when we must leave, but must go where the Lord has called you. Do not ever forget that your loved one you are always in the the balm in your soul. Remember your bright eyes and to smile. For it's you and you in the sunshine, and in the heart is love. Consider a while before you leave. From the day that you but remember that you are mine. Consider one who but remember the breath you made. us our hands and close our eyes and form an final prayer. The friends, as we say goodbye to this mother, this grandmother, let us forgive her if she would have done any harm towards us, if caused any hurt or pain towards us. At this point in time, we free her and let her go in peace. Om Anadino Vigano Deva Shankachakragadadhara Akshayaha Pundarikaksha Preta Moksha Paro Bhava Preta Moksha Paro Bhava Preta Moksha Paro Bhava Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tashmai Shri Guruve Namah. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorima Amritangamaya. Om Tvameva Mata Chapita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhusha Saka Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Om Namo Paramatmane Namah. So my friends, on behalf of the family, we wish to thank all of you for being here with us, the musicians included, and all of you who have blessed us with your presence. At this point in time, you all can offer the flowers in the coffee. And for those of you who came in a little bit late and you want to have a flash look at Mama, you should leave it for a few minutes. Just try to be orderly. Thank you very much.